This is not a poem. This is just me talking, is something I often say at my readings between poems because I've been told it's difficult to be sure when I'm doing one and when I'm in the middle of doing the other. And I confess that I enjoy that momentary confusion in my listeners, and I've even sought to cultivate it, insofar as over the years my poetic style has become just as conversational as my style of conversation has become poetic. So I say again, this isn't a poem. This is just me talking. The poems are going to follow, and they're all from a short collection called The Whetting Stone, which was published by Rattle in late 2017. And I'm just warning you that the poems may all sound a lot like this, except that they will almost all be darker, as they are all about the life of my first wife, Rebecca Tauber Mali, who took her own life on September 13th, 2004. Rebecca and I were married for 11 years, but at the time of her death, we were heading toward a divorce, which is just another fact I've used over the years with which to beat myself up. You'll see that guilt at work in some of the poems that follow in The Whetting Stone. The title of the book comes from the implement used to sharpen knives, which is more properly called a whetstone, but whetting is common enough, and it has the added benefit of being a near homophone of the word wedding, which works as well for this collection. What else? Writing poetry is how I process the world, so it's also how I heal. As painful as you think these poems might have been to write, it would have hurt more had this outlet not existed for me. By the way, if some of these poems sound as if I just spoke them into my iPhone during a relatively quiet moment, it's because that's exactly what I'm doing. As Rebecca would be thrilled to learn in the unlikely event that she doesn't know already, I am now the happily exhausted father of 2 children, a boy and a girl aged 3 and 6 months. So this was the extent of the technology that I could manage. I'm sure you'll be able to hear a few trucks driving through my Brooklyn neighborhood, but I couldn't swing anything more complicated than this. And for one poem, I even stood outside, barely out of the rain, because I wanted the sound of the city in the background. It won't be hard to tell which poem it is or why I did that.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?